It is time for my February TBR, another round of Escape the TBR. I'm so excited. I have a lot of plans for February, like probably too many things planned, but I'm really excited about everything. We're gonna play the game, try to get as much as possible for all the readathons, read-alongs that I'm doing, and then at the end I'll chat about everything that didn't get on my TBR, including more details on everything. So let's start the game.
There's a lot of things going on this month, specifically Jante's Inferno and Romantasyathon, so my plan is to start in the horror room, go through fantasy/romantasy, free genre, thriller, and out this other free genre. I think that'll work best for my reading. We'll see if the board agrees with that. Roll 1. 2. 1, 2. A horror book, picked with a random emoji generator.
Okay, we need to start off with a random nope, I can't type. Emoji generator. Which one should we go with? Code Beautify. Sure. Okay, so I am just typing in that I want one emoji and then generate. Did it work? I got the Hear No Evil monkey. I personally don't have any monkey books on my TBR that I'm aware of, or anything that I'm vaguely interested in that has to do with monkeys. Maybe? I don't know. I can't think of anything at the moment. So we're gonna go with the evil part. Maybe somebody that's trying to avoid something, pretend something doesn't exist. So a horror book that fits that. So I think the one that I'm going to go with is Straight by Chuck Tingle. This is following these 4 friends who are trying to survive this weird event that happens once every year where everybody that is a cisgender straight person pretty much turns into like an evil zombie kind of person. Rage-fueled zombies who will stop at nothing to satiate their desire for brutality. So we are watching these 4 friends trying to survive in this situation. And I picture like this as wanting to block things out. Obviously they're not trying to just ignore everything and they're trying to hide, but I feel like that works. I've loved from Chuck Tingle previously. Both of his horror books have gotten 4 and 5 stars from me. So I think this one will also be a win.
Roll 2. Okay. 3. 1, 2, 3. Another horror that was published this year.
Next up for a horror book published this year, I'm going to go with Listen to Your Sister by Nina Veal. This comes out on February 4th, and it is following these siblings who have a lot of different things going on in their life that leads them to kind of flee to this cabin. They get there and I think they think it's going to be a little bit different, and it's very run down, weird. And our main character is having these dreams that maybe are starting to not necessarily come to life, but maybe impact things. This is speculative horror, which I'm so down for. So I think this sounds really great. It is a debut book by a Black author. I love the concept of this book. Super excited to read it.
Roll 3. Oh my god. 2. 1, 2. Another horror that I read as an ebook.
Every month, my Patreon gets to vote on one of the books that makes it onto my TBR. So this is the pick that they voted for. Yes, the prompt is ebook, but I have all these books physically right now, but I also have access to the ebook. So it will just be the book that I read on my Kindle before bed. So the options were My Darling Dreadful Thing by Joanna Van Veen. This got 20% of the vote. Parasite by Darcy Coates. This got 45% of the vote. And Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones, which got 35% of the vote. So I will be reading Parasite by Darcy Coates. This is sci-fi horror. There is a parasitic alien who wears its victims' skins and adopts their personalities. It mimics the way they talk, the way they look, the way they act. It's the perfect disguise. So this alien, I think, is on or moving around some of these different planets that humans have like made stations on to observe things, different things like that. This sounds so interesting. I'm very in.
Roll 4. 6. 1, 2, 3. Door is unlocked. 4, 5, 6. A fantasy or romantasy, picked with a spinner wheel.
I am going to be participating in Romantasyathon hosted by Tori Between Pages. I'm friends with a couple people involved. I've been trying to read more romantasy to figure out what I like, so I will be participating. I have a couple books from my shelves that I'm going to put on a spinner wheel, and whichever one wins will definitely go on my Romantasyathon TBR. Okay, I lied. Actually, there's one book that I'm putting on this that I don't currently own because it's not out yet, but I will be reading it. And then there's one that I do own that I am saving for later. So on the spinner wheel is Rebel Witch, which is the sequel to Heartless Hunter, The Inadequate Heir, which is the third book in the Bridge Kingdom series, and then two both new to me authors and first in a series, Servant of Earth and A Court of Thorns and Roses. So those are my 4 options. Let's see what I get. Ignore that ad. Which one is it? Okay, we got Rebel Witch, which is very, very exciting to me. This was the one that I wanted to read the most. I've been trying to find my romantasy taste. I've been enjoying my time with that, and Heartless Hunter has been one of my favorites so far, so I'm really, really excited to get to the sequel. It gives me a good excuse to pick it up as soon as it comes out. Not that I need an excuse, but it's always nice to be able to fit things into videos because that is a majority of my reading, so very excited to get this on my TBR.
Roll 5. 8, 1, 2. Doors unlocked. 3, 4, 5. Doors locked. Remove 1 book from TBR.
Time to remove one. Oh, I hate this. I hate it. Did I make up this game and the rules? Yes. But I hate it when I don't want to remove anything. Sometimes I have to put just like a random book on my TBR from the game because of the genre and the prompt, but I don't want to get rid of any of these. Okay, so I think my plan is to remove Straight. I'm very sad about this. I still want to read it, but I have like extremely ambitious plans for February. A lot of high reading vlogs that I have coming out, a lot of new things I want to get to, and my brain recently hates me with focus. I mean, I always have issues with that, but especially recently there's just so much going on that my brain wanders and I need an audiobook, and there's not an audiobook for Straight. I do plan on reading this. I do plan on getting to it, but I have a couple other things that I do have to read with my eyeballs, read it physically, that don't have audiobooks for specific planned videos, and this does not have a video. So I absolutely will be reading this at some point this year, but probably not in February.
This really messes up every single plan. Okay. 6, 7. Doors locked. Okay, actually. 8. Okay, any genre that is on Kindle Unlimited.
I mentioned earlier that there was one that I didn't put on the spinner wheel for a specific reason. That is this reason. I have one book on my shelves that I wanted to read for Romantasyathon that is on Kindle Unlimited. The Ashes and the Starcursed King. This is the sequel to The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is a continuous series. I think there might be 6 books, but it's 3 groupings of 2 books. So there's many duologies within it, and I'm excited to finish off this story. This world has vampires, there's these games that are happening. The way the first one ended was interesting, and I'm very curious how it's going to continue into this one, and I've heard incredible things about it. So this will be read during Romantasyathon, and I'm excited to get this one on my TBR.
Roll 6. 7, 1. Doors unlocked. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A thriller book. That is a genre blend.
I feel like thriller is probably one of the both easiest and hardest ones to get genre blends for. I feel like there's a lot of like thriller elements in a lot of books, but I just went with one that was on the Storygraph that had multiple genres. So this is horror, thriller, mystery, and I believe something else. And that is The Whispering Dead by Darcy Coates. Yes, I do have 2 Darcy Coates books on my TBR, but I am doing a series read along on my Patreon for the series we're starting in February and reading 1 a month through June. So I do need to get to this one. And this one's a very different vibe from the other one, so I'm not worried about reading 2 in 1 month. This is following a woman who is homeless and she's desperate to to escape, she takes refuge in an abandoned groundskeeper's cottage. There's a cemetery right there, and then she can hear whispers from the unquiet dead. And it seems like the cemetery is more alive than she expects. This one is definitely more of like a cozy mystery horror vibe from what I have heard. And I'm really excited to read this to discuss it with everybody. I also haven't read a series from Darcy Coates yet, so I think this will be a fun one.
Roll 7. 8. So we have to start. Door is unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Door is unlocked. 6.
So we have 5 books on my official TBR. These 3 plus these 2. I have mentioned it a lot, but I am participating in Romantasyathon hosted by Tori Between Pages. This takes place February 15th through 23rd, I believe. I will have the announcement video and the Instagram linked in the description for you. I think it's a really cool concept because you are collecting different things to go to the ball. So your dress, your weapon, your date, things like that. It's a really fun concept. I really like Tori and her channel. We like to talk about Chapel Roan. It's a great time. So I will be participating in that. And the other readathon I will be participating in is Jante's Inferno, hosted by Jan Agaton. We are escaping the 9 layers of hell. Levels? I don't know at this point. So I don't have my TBR set for this. I do plan on just picking as I go, but there are 9 prompts total, and you don't have to read 9 books. You can double up on 2 at a time, but you have to double up in the order that they're listed. So you start at the bottom and work your way to the top to like move out of hell and escape. Sounds really fun. I did not participate last year, so I'm excited to participate. I will have Jan's announcement in the description as well. I will be vlogging for both of these readathons. Very different vibes. I'll be reading very different books for them, but I really am excited for both. I think they're both going to lead to incredible reads. So Romantasyathon, Jante's Inferno, and my buddy read for The Whispering Dead were the 3 things that I am definitely focusing on for, I guess, participating in things. I also have a very fun collab video coming in February with Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. We are playing each other's TBR games, so if you like this TBR game and want to see more, Cassidy is going to play my game for me, and then I have to read the books that she picked from my game. And then she will have a video where I played her TBR game, picked books for her to read. There's some fun ones. There's some very interesting picks that I have picked for her. I'm a little scared about what I'm going to have to read, but also I mostly trust her. That might be a mistake, but we'll find out. So that should be out early February. Hello, I'm editing. Yes, I do wear glasses, but with the lighting and my eyeballs, I don't have to wear glasses. I can still see without them. So hello from the future. I forgot to tell you about some other books that I actually have to read this month. So I have started this goal for myself to only bring books onto my TBR from the previous year. So at the end of 2024, I was working on trying to get all of the books from before 2024 off of my TBR. I mostly succeeded, but I got really sick. There was some family stuff that went on, and I did not finish 7 of them, I believe, maybe 8. And I made it a thing that I had to finish these books by the end of February, or actually unhaul them. And in January, I did make progress. I have read some of those, but I have 4 left that I have to read in February or unhaul. I'll give you an update on this in my March TBR. So the 4 that I will also definitely be reading, or they'll be leaving my house, are The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, Standalone by Paul Michael Anderson. It's hard to see, but this is The Camp by Nancy Bush, and Suburban Monsters by Christopher Hawkins or something like that. This is a short story collection, so that's probably the one that if any of them are not going to get read, I'm really bad at short story collections, but I'm going to try my best. So these 4 will also be on my February TBR. Lots of very exciting things that I'm looking forward to this month. Everything will be linked in the description if you want to participate in anything. If you made it to the end and want to leave me an emoji to say you were here, is there like a headstone emoji? That or a creepy tree, creepy things for The Whispering Dead. I'll see you soon for all these vlogs coming out. I'm so excited for these February reads, but I've planned a lot, so I have to get reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope to see you very soon. Bye.